I'm just gonna start by throwing this up here. I'm just gonna start by throwing this up here. Um, yeah, yeah, I know. I know. Believe me, I know. Um, Rangers lose 4-0 to the Washington Capitals. And I'm I don't know. I don't know where I want to start. I don't know where I want to start. Because here's the problem. No matter what I say, no matter how I feel, no matter what, all I'm going to hear is that they're in first place in the Metro. You can't say anything bad. That's all I'm going to hear regardless. But I, quite frankly, am I'm beyond the point of trying to put a fake smile on and excuse them for efforts like this. I just am. And I know that people are going to say it's one game. I know people are going to say that, oh, well, this is the first time they've lost back-to-back games. It's the 25th game of the year. They're in December, and this is their first time losing back-to-back games. My issue is this team has not been watchable, or at least I could sit on the couch confidently that they'll win. Since November 12th, this team, we're almost a month in of this team just not being the same that we saw. I'm genuinely confused. What happened here? They kick ass on opening night. Game against the Blue Jackets. All right. You know what? It's fine. Second game of the year. Weird things happen. Fine, but they were still in the game. Arizona, dominate. Get pantsed by Nashville. Then they go on the road trip, and you open your eyes like, wow, this team might be good this year. This team might be legit. All right. They're playing defense. They're looking good night in, night out. They have a statement win against Carolina. Their best defenseman gets hurt. All right. And then they have their first real. I know Nashville was a stinker, but then they have a stinker against Minnesota after having a lead and choking. All right. Well, it's fine. Those games happen. Then they beat Detroit. All right. Looked sloppy at the end defensively, but you know what? They got the win. Louis Domingue comes in net to play against Minnesota. All right. Good effort. Things look shaky in the second period, but good effort. And then Columbus. Again, close game against them. You have to bite your nails. New Jersey, bite your nails. Get whooped by Dallas. Bite your nails for Pittsburgh. Philadelphia, a little more comfortable of a win. Boston, you bite your nails that one. And then you have this recent stretch. Lost to Buffalo. 1-goal game against Detroit. 1-goal game against Nashville. 1-goal game against the San Jose Sharks. The San Jose Sharks. And then you get spanked back-to-back games. My problem is with the it's one game crowd or the it's only a few games crowd. I'm sorry. I don't want to be the one to break the news, but we are when do we want to say? 2019, 2020? I think that's fair. So 2019, 2020, 2021, 21, 22, 23, 24. Right? Or no, 22, 23, 23, 24. I don't know why I skipped the year. We're year 5 into this core, if you will. And we would figure by now, consistency would be a thing, right? This would be, good habits would be a thing, right? But 3 coaches, and I'm not blaming Laviolette. I'm not going to blame Laviolette because it is telling that you're 3 coaches in, and this is the crap. I get it. I get it. It's December. I get it. And I could easily be shutting my mouth and saying something different as soon as next week. As soon as next week, they could go on a murderer's row here and get a statement win against LA, beat Toronto. You better beat Anaheim. I mean, Anaheim, you got to beat. And then Boston. You could go on a 4-game win streak and shut me the hell up. Do it. But for right now, for in the moment, this has been almost a month sample size of games lately where they have just been, they've been sloppy. They've been sloppy. Like, there's no sugarcoating it here. And I'm not even going into goal by goal with this game. I'm not. Because I just want to, I told myself before this I wouldn't yell, but I can't help it. I really can't. I'm at the point where I can't help it. Because I'm sorry to the Washington Capitals. They played a good game tonight, but I'm not circling the Washington Capitals on my calendar like I was in 2018 when Barry Trotz was behind the bench as one of the most feared teams in the league. I'm just simply not. The Rangers are better than Washington, and they should be. I'm sorry. That's why I'm this angry too, because this team is capable of better. Capable of way better than this. And you're telling me that you're having efforts like this where you need to be, like, at least be in the game. I feel like I watched on replay Game 7 of that first round against New Jersey tonight. That's what it felt like, right? Zero urgency in the third period too, by the way. None. Not a single lick of effort in the third. And that's the thing that disturbs me the most, is because show me something. Show me something in the third period. That's all I'm asking. Show me something. Show me, like, effort. Back checking? Not a thing. Not a thing tonight. They look slow. Painfully slow. Like, getting through the neutral zone, mission impossible. Odd man rushes out the wazoo because, like I've said on podcast, and like I've said on Twitter, and time and time and time and time and time again, they have been prone to odd man rushes. They've been prone to it. And here we are again. And tonight, like, if you played a game for how many odd man rushes they allowed, I'm surprised you're even in this live stream right now if you did. Surprised, because it was pathetic. It was. I got booted out of my own stream. Isn't that great? They're annoyed that I'm yelling. But, or maybe they're trying to save me because I'm on the verge of vomiting from that. I don't even know. I really don't know what to say. You play the best team in hockey tomorrow. And I don't care if you play back-to-back. I don't. A bag skate in the morning is mandatory. A bag skate's mandatory. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I could count on one hand the guys who actually had, like, a decent night. And my answer to that is, I mean, Panarin had an okay night. I'm not even that impressed. Even, like, Panarin and Lafreniere getting the most love on Twitter for tonight. I'm not there. I'm not there. They had a couple of chances. Okay. But realistically, are we giving them a pat on the back for possession efforts? Are we really? And don't even get me started on the people on Twitter right now that are trying to say, oh, as much as we hate on Barkley Goudreau and as much as we hate on Capo Caco, really could have used them tonight. What? What are you smoking? If you think Caco or Goudreau being in the lineup for this game would have made the difference, okay. I guess we're watching two different things then, because I didn't watch. I watched a dog shit effort from pretty much every defenseman that plays for this team. Fox was okay. I thought there were times he was a bit lazy. Lindgren was okay. The top pair was okay. But outside of that, Gustafsson? Miller? Captain Trouba? And let's not even forget Braden Schneider. What the hell happened? What happened? I'm trying to figure this out. Where's the 1-3-1? Where's the structure? Where's the effort even? Like, effort? Where? Where's the urgency? I don't see it. As much as this team rides very high on wins, it feels like they don't know how to handle losing. It really feels like they don't know how to handle losing. And it's a tale as old as time. I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words right now. I really am. And like, it feels like, I don't know. I don't know. And why is my camera blurry? Focus. I don't know. Um, I don't know how to handle losing. I don't. I've admitted time and time that I might overreact at times, but you can't possibly sit here with a straight face. Please sit here. Look me in the eyes. Tell me that it's unjustifiable when I've watched this team iced for 15 years now of my life. 15 years. And it's the same song and dance. Same song and dance. I'm justifiably pissed off. And there are people in this chat. There are people in this chat that have watched this and put up with this for longer than me. It's true. It's true. There are people in this chat that have been through way worse watching this team than me. And again, I'm going to reiterate it because I want to make my point clear. I am not counting them out for the season. They're still first in the Metro by a good amount. They showed the first month of the season that they could play at least competitively if they stick to their structure. The reason that I'm pissed off and I'm lost is because where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? And they could shut me up. They could shut me up within, again, like I said, by next week, you win 4 games, especially LA, Boston, Toronto. You beat all those teams and you have a dominant effort against all those teams. We're having a different conversation here. All of a sudden, I could get behind this. But I mean, this is just, it's just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable, this play. Like, I'm sorry. And you could go back to previous post games. I tried my best. I tried my best to stay positive. I tried my best to be more even keeled. But when they play like this for a month straight, it's hard not to just blow up. I don't know. I like, it's just bizarre. It's just bizarre to me how I feel like this team could never, like, consistency is just not in their DNA. Like, where is it? That's all I'm asking for is just consistency. That's all I'm asking. Yeah, taking nights off. It's one thing if they're losing games and showing effort. And believe me, again, like, I'm going to reiterate this too, because I made this point early in the season. You're going to have games like this. You're going to have stinkers like this. And it's the nature of the beast. My issue is that this core, if you will, has done this far too often where it's nights off. And as we saw in April, what happened? What happened? 2-0 lead. What happened? Tell me. Tell me. Or do we not even need to address it because we all know? We all know what happened. We know. And there's definitely a concern for me with the roster a bit. No? Like, is there not a cause for concern with the roster? The fact that I don't know. Blake Wheeler's playing every night. Granted, there's really no one to replace him, but like Blake Wheeler, what has he done? Somebody enlighten me with what Blake Wheeler has done. Curious. I'm very curious. The aspects that made this team great for the first 6 weeks of the season have been missing for the last handful of games now. This is the point that I'm trying to hammer home. And I'll deliver it in a more calmly manner so I'm not making people confused and I'm not sounding like the most negative person, like the sky's falling and everything like that, because it's not. I'm just in the moment reacting to the game. So I'm going to inevitably scream and be pissed off. But I promise you tonight that I'm going to move on. But will this team? Hopefully. Hopefully. Even the games they come back and won recently, the defense looked horrendous and they gave up 4 or 5 goals a night. What happened to the neutral zone 1-3-1 trap? This is the point. I am glad we are in agreement. I am glad we are all in agreement of this confusion because I genuinely don't understand. How does a team look so good and dominant with their structure just not stick to it? Like, did they get too comfortable with winning? Does this team need to learn how to win? Is that what it is? Like I get this team's not going to be 82-0 with a consistent effort night in and night out. I get it, like I said before, but it's just like we're how many games in a row am I supposed to before give them a pass before it's justifiable to get annoyed because it's been it's been a month worth of games now. Like I don't know what to tell you. This team started off playing great hockey. Does this get to their head for the last several games? It feels like we just show up, we'll win. Hopefully, they could turn this around and they could give us a consistent effort night in and night out, and they could start just again being what we saw the first few games. But there's a lot to clean up here. There is a gigantic mess that needs to be cleaned up. And I, for one, have my concerns based on what I've seen from this core from the past 5 years. And yeah, this too, this Joe is what I've been saying for weeks now. Ryan Lindgren, he had an okay night tonight, but he has been very, very disappointing this season. Ryan Lindgren has not been the same Ryan Lindgren at all. He's been brutal this season. And for a guy in a contract year, it's even more concerning. He's been awful this year. Like I can't sugarcoat it. He has been bad. And I know Fox went down for a bit, but for a top pair left shot defenseman, I'm sorry, you have to at least be better than this. It's one thing to look a little lost out there without your normal defensive partner. That's no question that it messes with things, but he's been like, even with Fox by his side, like he's been unnoticeable. And when he is noticeable, it's because of mistakes. Like, where's the physicality from him? Where's the get in your face hockey from him? Where's the effort from him? Like, I don't understand where he's been. He's capable of way more than what we're seeing. Keandre Miller, too, has had a rough stretch of games. He's capable of way more than what we've seen. And it's caused Jacob Trouba to look like a tire fire again. I'm not thrilled with how Igor's played this year. I'm really not, but there's something to be said about the way that this team has been defensively over these last handful of games. And yeah, I don't understand the obsession with Blake Wheeler. I don't understand how the Rangers did not cut bait with him after, like, you could have seen in the preseason that Buddy was not going to be a good fit. Buddy has not done anything to make me think, wow, like, you know what? This is why Blake Wheeler is here. Like, what do they see? What do they see? What am I missing? What am I missing in Blake Wheeler's game? Somebody enlighten me. Because people are like, oh, he's basically just Patrick Kane's replacement. Patrick Kane on one hip, looked 10 billion times better than Blake Wheeler looks. And the fact that people are giving him a pass because he's on league minimum, it's a waste of a roster spot still. What are we talking about here? I'd rather seen Kane come back, rather seen Tarasenko come back, rather see Othman up with the team at this point. I'm one that wants him to just develop in the AHL, but rather see Othman at this point. Like, what more do we need to see before we accept that he just can't play. He just can't. It blows my mind that he had a 50-point year last year. Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor must have been fantastic there because what's going on? What's going on? And speaking of what's going on with Mika and Kreider? What's going on there? This has been 25 games and like they had like 2 games where they look good even strength. What's going on? I'm lost. I'm just lost. Like that's how I feel more than anything. Just lost. And yeah, I had a bad vibe after that Sharks game too. I think Wheeler's the oldest on the team, yeah. I agree. Like I said, Lindgren had you must have not been here for when I said at the beginning. Lindgren had a pretty solid night tonight. I think Lindgren and Fox were the best pair tonight. Not that it was really even a competition, but regardless, Lindgren was okay tonight, but you can't possibly tell me you're watching Ryan Lindgren this year and thinking this is the same Lindgren we've seen the past few years. Like he hasn't been good. He just hasn't. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. And yeah, if he's playing hurt though, he needs to sit. I can tell you right now, he needs to sit if he's playing hurt. And if his body's worn out this early, don't extend him. Sorry, you can't extend a guy like that then, because then you're just running into the problem you did with Girardi and Stahl, which we've talked about at nauseum. I mean, and yeah, like maybe it feels like maybe he's trying to stay healthy more, where he's playing a little more passive than normal because he wants to stay healthy, which I get, but I mean, I'm sorry, that's not your game. That's not your game, bro. That's not your game. You're Giancarlo Stanton. Injuries just are a part of your game. Yep, I don't know what's going on defense. I don't know. Yeah, Mika and Kreider have been. I said it before the year that those two need to be broken up. I can't. I can't see what like I don't know. I don't know. The problem is that the Rangers don't really have options right now. And I said it on Twitter. I really think that Drury can't wait around for a trade. I'm not saying he needs to now or he's going to now, but by middle of January, end of January, and latest early February, a move is probably going to be made if this keeps up. If this keeps up, moves are going to be made. And yeah, I don't know where the effort was tonight at the very least with um the puck carrying the puck through the neutral zone. I don't know. First line's been ass all season. Third line has been shit now. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Mika and Kreider, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But the two of them should be split up by now. They should. Like we're 25 games in. How much more do we need to see that those two don't don't work together right now? At least right now they're not clicking together. Yeah, I'm not excited to be at the game tomorrow either. I'm not too excited. I'm nervous. I'd be open with Tarasenko coming back. If he sits, then who do we put on D? That's the problem. Zach Jones would have to go here, um, but if you're playing hurt, then you can't play. Like don't play. Wait until you're healthy. It's that simple. Stanton's a bum. Um, who's the best free agent right now? Phil Kessel, yeah. But I don't know how I'd feel about Phil Kessel. I don't. Oh, the Kings lost in overtime. That's great. That's great. Their first road losses to the Islanders. Who had that on the bingo card? Yeah, they'll probably come out flying, but at the same time, maybe they're more beatable. Maybe. I don't know. Lavi needs to kick their ass and get structure back or we're done. Yeah. I would agree. I would agree. Um If you want the breakdown, by the way, of the goals, I'll do it quickly. Milano scored 43 seconds in. Mantha scored to open the second pretty early. Wilson would score about 5 minutes into the second period. Albe Kubel about a little over halfway through, and that was your scoring summary right there. It was a 4-0 win for Washington. True, Kessel might be better than Wheeler at this point. Kessel was with Vegas last year. I don't know. I'm and yeah. Um, I don't know. I don't really know what more to say, and I apologize to anyone that doesn't like when I'm like this because believe me, I don't want to be like this. I don't. I want to be riding the highs and riding the emotions, but at the same time, I call it like it is. I call the game how I see it. And what I've seen the past few games is just not good enough. And again, I get it. I'll admit, I definitely am a reactionary fan and I definitely overreact at times. And next week I could be all happy and everything could be great again, like we saw in October. But I just call it how I see it, and I'll admit I'm a very knee jerk reaction fan. I'll admit it, but I'm not gonna change who I am just to please everyone. Sorry, just not me. It's not me. I don't change how I am just because I want to please people. I call it how it is, and I just say, you know, just say what I say. And if you want a positive, it's December. It's December. And the other positive I could give you, they showed that they can play good if they stick to their structure. But yet again, I just am lost questioning where is said structure? Where is um where is said structure? I don't understand. Yeah, no. We have a good record. Stop it. Yeah. This I'll disagree with. This I will disagree with because I if a player's not playing well, sorry. This is New York. This isn't some smaller market. Sorry, this isn't Florida. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna coddle you if you're playing bad. I'm going to call out a player if they're playing bad. And I could call them garbage for the way they're playing right now. It doesn't mean I think they're a garbage player. Because the reason I'm pissed off and calling them garbage is because I know they're capable of more. Well, not Blake Wheeler, really, but a lot of guys on this team, we've seen them play way, way, way better than this. Where is it? Where is it? So I'm going to hold players accountable if I have to. Well, I'll be light. It was not good from the start to the finish. So no sense dissecting it here publicly. We've got a game tomorrow and we'll be a lot better. All right. All right. Do it. Do it. Shut me up. Shut me up and let me look stupid. Do it. We'll see. We'll see. I did go after Trubin Miller. I did. I went after both of them. I went after Trubin Miller. I go after Blake Wheeler on like a nightly basis. I've when I go after Schneider at nauseum. At nauseum, I go after Schneider. Yeah, I went after Gustafson too, and I'm the biggest Gustafson guy there is. So, fair. We could agree to disagree, and I'm not sure if Gaudreau's playing tomorrow. The only reason I'd say he's probably not is because I feel like he would have at least made the trip tonight. But I don't think I don't envision him playing. I don't envision him playing. But I could be wrong. I don't have any sources or inside info to that, unfortunately. So, um, I have to score the first goal tomorrow. 4 consecutive games in a row, they don't score the first goal. That's an interesting one. I just like think that they just need to simplify their game. Like really, they just need to simplify their game. Like get back to doing the little things right. Because it just feels like they do. If they do one thing wrong, it just spirals out of control and then leads to what it is. And Brody, I appreciate that. I try my best to make it seem that way, but I guess not everyone feels that way. How do I think Quick will stand up against the Kings? I think he'll be fine. Like again, it really comes back to just simplifying the game and just get back to the structure and play simple, but it's disappeared for a month and I'm telling you right now, if this week could this week could underratedly tell us a lot. This week could tell us a lot. With three very good teams coming up on the schedule, this could be the statement week of what this team's made of. Because if they go on a tear and they start getting back to their game and playing great hockey and winning these games, then everything's fine. But if they go through another week of this type of hockey against good teams, nonetheless, this could be a disaster. This could be a disaster. I don't think this is really going to be any in between. I really think that this is a make or break week for the Rangers in one regard. Like, obviously, it doesn't break their chances of the playoffs, so they could technically heat up and be fine later on. But I just feel like for a character standpoint and for a statement standpoint, this week is big. Like, this is a big week to win some games, and they better do it. They better do it. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate all of you guys that watched. Really do. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live next on the channel. And let's hope they turn this around. Let's go Rangers.